This is my final recording. If you find this, then maybe I'm already gone. Or maybe he's watching you now too. I don't know why I'm recording this. Maybe because if I disappear, someone will find this and understand what happened to me. Maybe because if I say it out loud, it won't feel real. But it is real. I used to run a podcast, Nightfall Mysteries, an indie show covering strange urban legends, ghosts, missing people, bizarre internet rumors. The usual. It was all fun and games until I came across this smiling man.it started with an email. Subject: please help me. From redacted. Date: 2 weeks ago. I don't know who else to tell. I saw something. Or someone. A man. Tall, too tall. Thin. Pale skin. And he was grinning at me. He wouldn't stop smiling. He never spoke, never ran. Just followed. At first, I thought I was imagining it. But he's real. I know he's real. Please, have you heard of this before? Please tell me I'm not crazy. I get emails like this all the time. Most are hoaxes, people trying to make their hometown legend go viral. But something about this one, it felt desperate. So, I replied. Asked them for details, but the email bounced. The address didn't exist. That should have been the first red flag. I started looking into it. The smiling man wasn't a widespread legend, but there were fragments of stories online. A Reddit thread from 5 years ago. A deleted forum post from 2013. A few blurry images in the depths of the internet. A pattern emerged. Always at night. Always alone. Always smiling. I found one witness willing to talk. A man named Andrew. He agreed to meet in a coffee shop, but when I got there, he looked like he hadn't slept in days. He's real, Andrew said. His hands shook as he stirred his coffee. But you won't believe me. No one ever does. Try me. He exhaled sharply. It was a few months ago. I was walking home late, and I saw him. Just standing under a street lamp. Smiling. He started moving toward me, slow at first, but something was wrong with the way he moved. Too smooth. His voice broke. I ran, he whispered. I didn't look back. And that was it? I asked. Andrew hesitated. Then, so quietly I almost didn't hear, he's still there. Chills ran down my spine. What do you mean? I see him. At the bus stop. Across the street. In my reflection. Andrew's fingers tightened around his cup. But no one else does. The coffee shop suddenly felt too bright, too loud. A normal place where things like this weren't supposed to happen. Andrew stood up abruptly. Don't look for him, he said. Because once you see him, he swallowed hard. He sees you too. I told myself Andrew was paranoid. Maybe he suffered from paranoia-induced hallucinations. Maybe he was messing with me. But when I checked my phone that night, I had a new email.no subject. No sender, just a single attachment. A video file. My stomach twisted as I hit play.it with security camera footage from a gas station. The timestamp said it was from last night. The camera faced the parking lot, empty at first. Then, a tall, thin figure stepped into view. He wore a suit that didn't fit right. His limbs were long, his head tilted slightly, and he was grinning. The figure stood there for 5 full minutes, motionless. Then, just before the video cut out, he turned his head toward the camera, and I swear to God, he moved his lips just enough to mouth 2 words. Hello there. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his grin. By morning, I convinced myself it was a hoax. The video could have been faked. Deepfakes, AI-generated footage technology is terrifyingly good these days. But something about the way he moved, the way his head turned so slowly, felt wrong. I needed to clear my head. I did what I always did when a case got under my skin. I took a walk. It was past midnight. The streets mostly empty. A light drizzle fell, making the pavement shine under the dim glow of street lamps. I walked the long way home, cutting through back streets and alleys, trying to convince myself this was just another story. And then, I saw him, standing under a flickering streetlight. Tall. Too tall. Thin. Too thin. Wearing the same ill-fitted suit, limbs too long, neck craned at an unnatural angle, and smiling. I froze. He didn't move. Didn't blink. Just stood there, hands at his sides, That awful grin stretched across his face. I told myself it was a trick of the light. A mannequin. A weirdly proportioned stranger. Anything but what I knew, deep down, to be true. I took a step back. So did he. My heart nearly stopped. Slowly, I turned and walked away. Not running. Just walking. Step. 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 Behind me. Step. 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 A perfect echo. I didn't dare look back. I turned the corner and picked up speed. The footsteps quickened, matching my pace. I reached my apartment building and fumbled for my keys, breath hitching. My hands trembled so badly I dropped them, and in the reflection of the glass door, he was standing at the end of the street, still smiling, still watching. I yanked the door open, slammed it shut, and bolted upstairs. I didn't sleep that night, either. I woke up to an email from an unknown sender. You saw him, didn't you? No name. No introduction. I replied instantly. Who are you? No response. I spent the next few days in a haze. I tried telling my friends about the smiling man. Their reactions were all the same: concern, amusement, dismissiveness. You need sleep. Maybe it was just a weird homeless guy. You're overthinking this. I started keeping my blinds shut. Stopped going out at night. But it didn't matter, because I still felt him watching. I in the corner of my vision. In reflections. In blurred figures on the other side of the street. I even called the police once, reporting a strange man outside my building. When they arrived, I was shaking, pointing to the sidewalk across the street. There. He was just standing right there. The officer glanced around, looked back at me. Sir, there's no one there. My stomach dropped. I stepped outside, still feeling his presence, thick and heavy like humidity before a storm, but the street was empty. The police left. I stood there, skin cold despite the heat. And then, in the reflection of a car window, he was standing behind me. I spun around. Nothing. But that night, I received another email. You can't ignore him. He's always there. I stopped leaving my apartment, stopped checking my emails. It didn't help. He was still there. I saw him in the reflection of my microwave door, in the dark corner of my bedroom, in the grainy security footage outside my building. And then I saw him in my own reflection, just for a split second, not a separate figure, not standing behind me, but me. My own reflection, wearing his grin. That was when I knew. This wasn't a story anymore. This wasn't a legend. He was real, and he was getting closer. I had to leave. I didn't know if distance would help, but I had to try. Staying here, trapped inside my apartment, wasn't working. He was getting closer. I packed a bag, grabbed my laptop and recorder, and took the first bus out of the city. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe. I rode for hours, watching buildings fade into open highways, then forests, then small towns. The world felt normal again. No flickering lights, no distorted reflections. Maybe I had escaped. Maybe it had all been in my head. The bus pulled into a gas station in the middle of nowhere. The driver announced a short break. I hesitated, but my mouth was dry, and I needed water. I stepped off the bus. The night air was cool, carrying the scent of gasoline and wet pavement. The station was mostly empty, just a lone cashier inside and a few parked cars. I grabbed a bottle of water, paid, and stepped back outside. That's when I saw him, standing beneath the buzzing neon sign. Tall. Too tall. Thin. Too thin. His suit rumpled, his grin stretching impossibly wide. I stopped breathing. I turned, heading back toward the bus, trying not to run. The bus doors were closed. The driver was gone. I knocked frantically on the door. Hey, open up. No response. I turned back. The smiling man was closer now. I stumbled backward, my pulse hammering. What do you want? I whispered. He took a step forward, still grinning, still silent. A car passed on the highway. Its headlights lit up the gas station, washing everything in white. For a split second, his smile vanished. His face was blank, wrong, as if someone had erased his mouth entirely. Then the car passed, and the darkness returned, and he was smiling again. I ran. I didn't care where. I just ran. I don't know where I am now. Some roadside motel. My hands are shaking as I type this. He's still out there. He's always out there, waiting, watching, Getting closer. I tried calling for help. My phone doesn't work. My emails won't send. Every recording I try to make corrupts, but I have to leave something behind. In case someone finds this. In case someone else starts looking for him. Because once you see him, he sees you too, and he never stops smiling. Remember, once you see him, he sees you too, and he never stops smiling. Have you ever experienced an encounter like this? Tell your story in the comments. Subscribe for more horror stories, if you dare.